On West Wednesday 655, Justice for Tyrone West and justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you, my queen, and we missed out Rachel. She's back in action, and we're so happy to have her tonight. And we're so happy to be here tonight. So stay tuned as we always play the video when we're online. We're going to play that video first. And tonight, unfortunately, we don't have any special guests, but it's all good because we choose not to. But we'll be right back after we share the video that we share every week. Mic check.
Mic check.
Check.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No, why you want to Why would you say that?
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly.
Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog-tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck.
I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, I said, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it.
Profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Dad, you can record for what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardes Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 to 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
We're back.
I think we need to add someone where Tawanda is.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, there we go. We're back, Tawanda.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I check.
Yeah, for a moment it wasn't working, so you might want to start again.
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I don't know what part y'all I'm sorry, I don't know what part y'all weren't able to hear, but I was pretty much just saying that I was grateful and thankful about our pre-Valentine's fundraiser. It was a big success. I want to give a big shout out to my sister, Warrior Queen Adina, and just the whole entire West Coalition and everybody that participated, the donors, the vendors, like shout out. So it was really successful, and I'm looking forward because we have many more events coming up, fundraiser events coming up, and I'm real excited about that. So we'll be definitely letting you guys know. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to my brother Dan, who had put together to get us funding for the pill, and that's why we're doing the fundraiser to because it's going to be big, but I'm not going to blow everything or talk about it now, but that's coming up in the makers, and you definitely will not be disappointed. So I'm just really excited. But a big shout out again to the West Coalition. You guys rock so much. But tonight, I was saying that I was really saddened because here it is. It's only been 1 week of February, and we have 22 murders done by law enforcement officers on the national level. That is horrible. At the end of the day, no one deserves to be brutally murdered. No one deserves that. Like, everybody deserves the right to just live their life and enjoy their life, like, it's just sad and it breaks my heart that, and then I think about, the ones like the people that were brutalized that we don't even hear about or know that survived, the survivors, and it's just sad, and it just breaks my heart. And I also, when I look back on yesterday marked actual 3 years. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me make sure I get my facts. Let me look at the date so I could be making sure I'm clear on the date. So yesterday literally marked 3 years when we had a young man by the name of David Lipicum, who pretty much was going through a mental health crisis and whatnot. But the fact that he was able to be brought to accountability, literally after they did a standoff, they did a whole standoff in the county, and this person literally actually, I'm trying to watch my language because I don't want us to be flagged, but he actually pretty much, I don't know how to be animated, y'all, so I'm just going to say it. I hope we don't get flagged. But he actually, I'm going to say, pulled the weapon, used it, and the officer that was hit survived, and then if that wasn't enough, took the officer's car, went on a whole rampage out in the county and was brought to accountability with not a wrinkle on his shirt. Nothing. And the way the media said it as if it was a love novel, and it literally, my thing is, so I know that there's not a problem in the way that, they're training and whatnot. It's a problem with the way they want to use racism to literally wipe us out. And just hatred, evil. That's all it boils down to. At the end of the day, here it is, someone calls, a mental health crisis. And then we think about what happened in our city. Literally, when you had a young man, literally, that pulled law enforcement officers over, begging for help. Poor Dante Milton, begging for help, and was slaughtered. And what in the world did pretty much worthless Woolley come back with? Some foolishness. He always defends his daily killer cops, And then when we had it in the AG's office, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely going to get accountability. Nothing. And then we had poor Abdullah, which was a overkill. Literally, a weapon used on him 38 times, literally. And he had a weapon, but at the end of the day, Abdullah, he didn't turn no one in the face and take their car and pull off, but yet these people can come, and I don't care if it happened in the county, the city, the fact that it happened in Maryland, right? In the state where I live at, right? Is despicable, and the foolishness that comes along with it, the rhetoric, the naysayers that, oh well, he shouldn't have had a weapon, or he shouldn't have tried to touch the gas brakes and pull off, and then all the foolishness. It's just horrible. But at the end of the day, they were able to bring Mr. David in to custody, with not a scratch, not a wrinkle. They didn't open up fire or anything, and they shut down schools. They did all this. And it makes me think about poor Corinne Gaines, literally for traffic stuff, y'all. Traffic stuff. Literally, you have armed hit squad come out to her home for traffic stuff. And not only they unalived her, but literally try to do the same to her baby. Literally, taking aim into the apartment through a wall, knowing her baby's son was in there. Literally leaving a bullet in the baby's face, hitting the baby in the face. And so my mind is, and my thoughts are, on nothing but racism, hatred. And I'm going to talk about it because it burns me up and cooks my soul. Because right now, and I, as a Black woman, a Black African-American woman, I don't have to celebrate the life of our ancestors and, all of our people. I celebrate them every day. We uplift them every day, at the end of the day. But for Black history, for all the torture that our people went through, and literally we get the shortest month of the year to celebrate and uplift our people. But what's going on in the world with the media, with the orange agent, with his racist self, like literally disgustingly, blatantly, boldly going off. And I'm attaching myself away from West Wednesday because again, nobody knew what I was going to say. Nobody knew a topic. So this is Tawanda Jones speaking to y'all. This ain't nobody from the West Coalition. I'm stepping out. I'm taking my West Coalition hat off and I'm putting it down. And I'm just simply Miss Jones right now. But the fact that we could have the president of the United Snakes of America actually get on or proclaim that someone else used his social media and made a racist joke about Barack Obama and Michelle and literally leave it up on his page for 12 whole hours. Literally, right in this month. So I look at when people show us evil and be real, just like I look at it all the time, but I'm looking at you extra hard in the month and time and place and when you do something. That is intentionally done. And it's a disgrace to the Black race. Period. It ain't no sugarcoating it, and ain't no cutting no cards. And if that wasn't enough, he had the nerve to invite, had to do a governor's thing, a national governor's thing where all the governors, which I wouldn't care if I was a governor or not, you couldn't pay me to go sit down. I'd rather eat, and I'll say it again, I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than to eat steaks with snakes. I promise you. And to me, and I don't even like to use that term because to me, nobody's a bum, but I'm just saying. But my whole point of what I'm trying to say, but for him literally not to invite Westmore, and then he invited this, and he uninvited another another governor, which he said was a Democrat, but whatever the case may be. But for you to be able to do racist stuff, and try to hide, like he's throwing bricks, not rocks. He's throwing bricks, and he ain't even trying to hide his hands. It what's that saying, throwing rocks and then hiding your hands? He is throwing bricks, and you see his old wrinkled hand with that big patch that's on it, showing all the foolishness he does, and nobody says nothing. But anytime and every time we say one thing wrong, we miss anything. Oh, we getting called. Oh, don't pull a race card. Don't do that. But we are forced to this foolishness daily. The hatred is real, y'all. And that's what I want to speak upon tonight. The hatred and racism is real. And it's very sickening and it's very disgusting. And the fact that nobody's checking it, I feel like we need to wipe all them out. When I say wipe them out, and I'm not talking about, doing nothing violent. I'm simply saying we need to literally start over again because everybody is failing us. If they're sitting there and nobody's correcting them wrong, we need to wipe Lottie, Dottie, and everybody out. And my biggest thing is nobody's saying nothing because of those files. The Epstein file with all the horrible things that they did upon children, the sex trafficking, all of that, right? All of this foolishness, all of this hatred, all of this evil stuff. It's the purge for real, y'all. The stuff that we watch, motion movies, that's our real life, y'all. And we sat there and we eat popcorn with it, and we watching it, and we getting scared, y'all. We in real times. And we ain't even got to go to the movie. This stuff is really happening. The stuff that they show us is what's really going on. Hollywood couldn't make this stuff up. But the fact that people are failing us over and over and over again, and you can always prove stuff by following the money. That's how you prove the foolishness. Follow the money, and you'll see where all the evil, just like I said, the higher the level, the bigger the devil. And it's terrible that we have to go through this stuff. And Another thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm sorry for scrambling, sorry but not sorry, because as a Black African American woman, especially being the most unprotected, disrespected being in America, right? And it's the fact that literally, like when it came down to man and woman, you know what I'm saying? Y'all rather, okay, I'm gonna vote for this man. I don't care how evil he is. And I had even my people with this foolishness because of the way they hate women. Women ain't got nothing to do with nothing but just the fact that they dislike and hate women. And that is so horrible. But my whole point of what I'm trying to say is, it's not going to get better for us until we make it better. As much as we spread hate or hate is being spread, right now is the time that we really need to stick together, stand together on love. Because what's going on right now is a spiritual warfare. You know, right now in the spiritual warfare, the enemy will have your enemies looking like your best friend. And the people you love and care about you looking like they your enemies. You have to be your own conscious consumer. You have to get away from social media, behind the television, behind the phone, behind the smartphones that's smarter than us. You know, it's sad and disgusting. But the fact that what I'm scared about right now, they're setting the stage. The enemy is setting the stage. When I heard that Worthless Woolley and them is saying that they're cracking down, y'all. They're cracking down on, he said, people that had Virginia tags, and he said also that had expired license, stuff like that, that literally could be done in traffic court, civil court, but stuff that can get us pulled over. So if you're setting the stage, you setting us up for someone to hurt us with rage. You already know that these officers don't care nothing about us. You know that this has been proven time and time over again. And it's just sad. It's sad that it's proven over and over again. And the fact that we keep letting the system fail us. You know, and for him to do that, and I want to talk to an instant about myself, because like I said, I'm not a West Coalition member right now. I'm speaking for myself and the way that they set the stage. Now, with me, with this traffic stuff, especially now, they got all type of stuff. They got school buses allegedly taking your picture for court and whatnot. You go close, you ain't got to be close. Like, I got two county, two tickets, right? Bus ticket. I'm sorry. Let me slow down because I'm really upset. And then I got distracted because my daughter was trying to talk to me and ask me something. I was trying to give her the sign and signal, hey, I'm on live. So she got the thrift. But nevertheless, but back to what I was trying to say. So literally, I got some, bus tickets and whatnot. But so the thing was, I didn't even know anything about these bus tickets. I'm literally going to go renew my tags. Like, okay, let me just go pay my money. It's time to renew my tags type of thing. I go into NBA. Now they're like, oh, no, you can't renew your tags because you have to take care of this. And I'm like, what? Now I'm looking at, I didn't even never got no tickets in the mail, none of that. And then the time when someone showed up recently at my door, when I told you, I'm like, I never heard of somebody coming for traffic court. But it was a civil case. Like literally, it's like my sister said, debtor's court. So the long story short, I'm going to try to do it as quick as I can. Long story short, the tickets that they gave me, if they would have mailed me my tickets, I could have went to court and attest them. Like, because finally when they showed me the foolishness after they extorted me of almost up to $700, they pretty much, in a picture, you see like another van. I'm on one side of the media script. The van and the bus is on a whole nother side. But the whole point was, if I'd have took that ticket and tickets into traffic court, the judge would have said, okay, Miss Jones, you're right. You ain't even got to pay nothing. Or worst case, you pay court fees or nothing, probation before judgment type of thing. You're fine. But they issued the tickets, and I got it in black and white. I could prove what I'm even make it fair. They didn't want me to pay the tickets. So I never got mailed the tickets. And then the fact that they mailed me the times to fight it after it was too late, because when you get the tickets, you're supposed to have up to like 7 to 14 days to test to say, hey, I want to go to court. They literally gave me the tickets and gave me no time to do that. After, so it was pretty much extortion. And then when I go there, they're like, oh, we're gonna fight it now. What we can do, we're gonna mess up your credit for like the next past 7 years type of thing. And if the judge finds you guilty on it, you know, and you're gonna have to pay for each ticket, like instead of you paying this amount, you want to pay $500 to whatever amount per ticket. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, and then the judge will tell you, like, and I'm telling the judge, I'm sitting to the judge, I'm telling her, like, hey, I kind of want to fight it, but I really don't know what to do. She being sarcastic, like I got an eyeball in the middle of my head, or like I'm literally like I'm a fool. Well, you know, you should have got a lawyer. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm thinking this traffic court. I didn't know, like, what? Like, if I would have thought this, y'all was going to try to scam me, and of course I would have got a lawyer. Like, what are you talking about? But my whole point there, setting us up for failure. And with this being said and done, and then they got wisdom. Not only in the county, they got me with all these. And anybody know Tawanda Jones know I don't speed. I don't want to light. People go around me. They get so frustrated. I do the speed limit. I do the speed limit, y'all. So my whole point is, I done got all these tickets from the county to the city to tolls. I don't even get on the highway driving my car. But I got all these bogus tickets. But God is good. I took care of the county stuff, but I still got to pay the city stuff. And meanwhile, my tags are still, I can't do nothing. But now worthless Wally, setting the stage for somebody to pull me over. He sat in the stage for these officers to act and rage, because they be riding around and rage. They be wanting to do something to you, wanting a reason. And like, literally, think about it, guys. That last case before the young man that literally was executed riding a bicycle, y'all. Riding a bicycle. You can't even ride a bicycle. So you think I feel safe in a car? Like, it's ridiculous. But all I'm saying is, we have to pull together, and when you see something wrong, you must say something, because silence condones violence. That's why I'm going to speak out and tell y'all the truth every time. Whether you believe me or not, hey, that's on you. But I'm going to come with my receipts. I'm going to show you where, hey, that ticket that there was no way I could have paid for it. Look at the dates, and you will see that I couldn't have paid for this ticket. I never got nothing mailed to my home. That's the foolishness that they do. So I'm just telling y'all, please be careful. That's why I did not want any people out or people on the show tonight. I just wanted to talk to y'all. Be careful. And then also, last but not least, before I pass it over, I want to talk about something else. We always talk about human trafficking, sex trafficking. I want to talk about elderly trafficking. It is so sad that we have people in Baltimore City, y'all, that is exploiting the vulnerable, and it's our babies and it's our elderly people. Literally, I got an elderly uncle, y'all, that literally went in for a minor surgery, literally, and the foolishness that's going on, I'm telling you, it will blow your mind. Literally, I had to wake up in the middle of me preparing after I came in Friday from work last Friday. I'm coming in type of thing. I'm like, okay, I got to run to the market to get all my ingredients to bake my goods for our bake sale. But I would do all that. I'm tired. Done threw it all day, done did everything else, being super mom, all this, that, and the third. Make the cake, all right, bam. Then I get a call from my uncle. He done got placed into this unlicensed, y'all. Supposed to be rehabilitation center, literally, and for them to take $2,200 off of my uncle's car was insanity. And literally left him in the house. He fell. He got so scared when he fell. When the lady was going outside to go help take another patient to get on his bus or whatever, carrying him, not no type of ramp, y'all. Literally carrying a man with her body weight outside. You can't make this stuff up. Carrying him outside, and literally, my uncle fell. Now, he laying on the floor 20 minutes, y'all. And once he get himself, he called me and he already know. Okay, I'm always getting these calls, but I'm gonna do what I gotta do because they know my family. I go hard for what's right. And he like, niece, you gotta get me up out of here. They're gonna kill me if you don't get me out of here. First, he was in Future Care, which is a whole entire bunch of fools. Anybody, as soon as you say Future Care, everybody was like, they Future Care, all right. They Future Care, all right. And it's sad. And even the social workers is in it together. And literally, one of the social workers from Good Sam literally referred my uncle to this house that was unlicensed, y'all. And then the fact that he wasn't even there for 48 hours, if that, they took $2,200 and they think I'm not going to fight for my uncle money back. And I peacefully try to do it, y'all. And I'm going to always be at peace. I'm going to keep the peace. But I try to do it without putting attorneys involved and making a little place hot. I straight was like, look, hey, let's do this, y'all, in a respectful manner. If my uncle was your brother, your father, your uncle, your friend, you won't want nobody to do that to him. All I'm asking you for is to give my uncle back his $2,200. This lady tells me, oh, well, in our contract, we don't do that. He willingly left. What do you mean he willingly left? Like, regardless he willingly left or not, he left because of the mistreatment there. But not only that, he left. Like, he literally was there for 48 hours, literally got there Friday evening or probably Saturday morning, and he was up out of there by Monday morning, early Monday morning. And literally, you think you're going to take $2,200 of my uncle money? And then when we say, where's the contract? We want to see the contract. Oh, there is no contract. So now, you think you really going to take some money from my uncle and you don't have a contract, nothing in black or white, but that's just your policy. And I'm like, okay, look, fair is fair, business is business. I know that's my uncle. We can do it this way. Prorate whatever you charge for that weekend, cool, take that. Whatever you use to transport him from the hospital to your facility, cool, take that too. But what you're not going to do is take my uncle whole. And mind you, at first they told him they was going to only charge $2,000. When he checked his bank statements, $2,200. Nah, bro. It's on and popping now. And y'all know I'm going to fight. If I got it, I'll take West Wednesday and I'll be standing out there in front. And when I stand out there, I'm not just out there for my uncle because I'm thinking about your granny, your auntie, I'm even thinking about you if you getting up there in age. I'm even thinking this could easily be you, your mother, your brother, your friend, your loved one. I'm not standing for that. I'm not going for that. So I left the lady a message. He trying to come. I don't have nothing to say to you. I told you I'm literally too Friday to prorate what you got to take about my uncle money. Put the rest of the money back on his car. If not, we're going to be in court. Your place going to be shut down. Call it. So I'm just letting y'all know. This is the type of foolishness that I got to deal with. And then push that to the back of the bank, push it out of sight, out of mind, and be the best teacher I can to my amazing students, my amazing families, and get them my 100% because they're not paying me to give 89% or 50% of myself. They're paying me to give 100% of myself. And that's what I go into work and I leave the foolishness behind me and I give the best that I can do. Making sure I do their home assignments to everything. So whatever I'm teaching them, they're going to learn. You know, and that's why I love teaching the babies because they love. So I said all that to say, we have to take care in each other because the hatred is real and something wrong. You need to say something. You need to say something. You need to do whatever it is that you can do because when there's an injustice anywhere, injustice everywhere, and the King, I know I messed it up. I'm tired, y'all. I've been talking to Lord 5 and 6 all day. Stop. If I got $1 for saying stop, tell your damn well you're doing good, awesome. I'll be a billionaire right now. But with that being said, y'all, I just wanted to share that all the stuff that I've been literally going through and still holding it through, pushing it down and holding, people accountable. At the end of the day, nobody is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. And we had 22 names, y'all, in 1 week. Are you kidding me? No, this is real, and it's sad and disgusting. It is sad and disgusting. And it literally just like broke my heart. And I just had to share this. So I don't want to hear nobody saying people you may hear, because like I said, we don't get details about, no type of details about what's going on with the case. All we have is a bunch of names that we know are human beings. It's not about, what happened. It's more so about a person losing their loved one. No one deserves to be brutally murdered or executed. And I stand on 10 toes on that. Like, I stand 10 toes that nobody deserves that. Like, nobody. It's sad and disgusting what's going on, and we're just here to uplift and help in whatever way we can. But to think that we're worthless Worley setting the stage for his officers to act in rage is utterly ridiculous. Like, they're literally, and now in Maryland, we have never seen, since under his administration, with so many police brutality cases dating back to Mr. West. Because he was at Northeast District when they executed my brother. He used to come out and try to run me away from Northeast District. Northeast District. He used to always try to come out there. What are you doing? Man, if you don't get out my face, I'm out here and I'm going to be out here. And you ain't going to do nothing about it. And I yell justice for Tyrone West and justice for all victims of police brutality and murder right in his face, and still yelling it. But it's just sad, y'all, and I just had to share that. So I'm going to do a mic check in to see if we have any questions or comments. And I know that Uncle Bill wanted to share something with you guys about ICE, and then we'll talk about that quickly, and then we're going to go into our list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So we have just 2 comments right now from Bruce. Good evening, everyone, and mic check. So I think with that, it's all you, Mr. Blaze.
Okay. We all know about the recent killings by ICE in Minneapolis, where they killed people in cars, and they lied and said that these people in the cars were trying to run them over. But there have also been murders by ICE in the ICE detention centers, and I want to talk about one case this evening. So I'm going to read a little bit of an article about this. This is from Texas. Homeland Security officials said the deaths last month of a Nicaraguan man, Victor Diaz, and a Cuban, Geraldo Campos, were suicides. But the El Paso County Medical Examiner ruled Mr. Campos's death on January 3rd a homicide, and legal and medical documents suggest guards choked him. One witness, Ricardo Andrade, 29, said in an interview in Spanish that he saw 2 guards rush into Mr. Lunas Campos's holding room after he shouted that he needed his asthma medication. Mr. Andrade, a detainee at the time, then heard what sounded like a scuffle and Mr. Campos's feet kicking against the plastic walls as guards tried to handcuff him. Quote, "They are suffocating me. They are suffocating me." Mr. Andrade said he could hear Mr. Campos screaming. Mr. Andrade, a former Uber delivery driver from Venezuela who was detained in New York, spoke by phone from Mexico, where he was deported. He said he still wakes up with nightmares over the incident. And just to tie this back into the point you were making at the beginning of your presentation tonight, Tawanda, racism is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Theoretically, in virtually every state, there are laws against racial profiling, but ICE picks people up off the street, kidnaps them, and a lot of it is based on skin color. And that's why these guys were in jail. And not only did they kill people on the street, but also in the detention centers. So I just wanted to share that this evening. It's another aspect of the horrendous racist violence that this system engenders upon us. Mic check.
Mic check. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, racism is horrible. And I just always think about like the many protesters we had and in the past. And I just remember when my sister Tracy came and we were on Greenmount and 33rd, and she was talking. It was like maybe about 3-4 years ago. And she was talking about her poor brother and how he was executed and whatnot. But she said, guys, if y'all don't stand around, y'all can stand around if y'all want to, but if y'all don't help us and do the right thing, it's going, when they get tired of coming for us, they coming for y'all. And she said, y'all would hope that we will help y'all. And I'm letting y'all know that I'll be there to help y'all, you know? But it's just sad. And it's like, now what she said is literally come to pass. It's just like, and again, I told y'all, police and ICE, the same thing.
There you go.
Same word, same name, same game.
There you go.
Same name, same game. And it's just, they just want to be above the law. And it's sad and disgusting and very sickening. Very sickening. So I did, and I thank you for sharing that. But it just breaks my heart because it's just like the same things that we've been screaming over and over. So just literally takes me back to the lonely corner when my brother first was executed, and me and my family, just the West family alone, was out there, you know, holding up my brother's name every week, and people were riding past me, mugging us, frowning, saying stuff to us. Oh, no officers wouldn't break in nobody's house and do that. Y'all need to stop. And then, oh, Lord and behold, heard about the gun trace task force. Uh-oh. Now, okay. Oh, wow, they doing that? No, they've been doing that. It said that we have to see stuff to believe. It shouldn't have to be that. Like, so, yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I wanted to see if anybody else wanted to share, add on, before I check in to see if we have any additional questions or comments. And then I can say our statement, and then we can go on to the unfortunately sad list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We have a few more comments. So Linda said, mic check, and then stop the detention center in Hagerstown. And then Dan said, just sick what happened to your uncle, Tawanda. There's no way that these people are not playing games at the expense of the vulnerable. They're just heartless grifters. They all learn these tactics from each other. And those are our comments.
Thank y'all. Thank you. And thank you, Rachel, for reading. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, so again, on to some good stuff before we get to sad stuff. Again, I just want to thank everybody that participated. And a big shout out to my brother Brian, who wasn't even there, but he made the cutest basket, y'all. The little date basket where y'all could make something. That thing was popping on the table. And then he also made some yummy baked good brownies and whatnot. So just like sometimes, even if you can't show up in the physical, you can show up, you know, by just donating something, you know? So again, and I'm real excited, y'all. I'm just going to throw it out there now. We have merch. I'm going to say it again. We have merch. We're going to be selling T-shirts real soon. And when I tell y'all, oh my goodness, once y'all see the T-shirts, so all my friends and supporters and family members that hit me up and was like, how can I get a T-shirt? I'm about to tell you how, and it's coming up really, really soon. So make sure that you are ready and prepared to make sure you get your T-shirt. We kind of showing off a little bit. We got like 2 to 3 different types. So yeah, I'm real excited about that. So definitely we will keep you guys updated as we have all this stuff that we're trying to do. And it's not for us, because trust me, it is not for us. It's like literally for all of us. You know, it's not going to just be like, oh, like, and because think about it, when we do West Wednesday weekly, we don't just talk about my on West, oh, the time on West, and that's the end. All right, see y'all next week. We uphold Lottie-Dottie and everybody. So with the things that we're doing and trying to do with holding up the impacted families, we definitely will keep you guys posted. And we got some good stuff and good ideas coming up. So again, I just want to thank everybody that came out, that, you know, supported and things like that. And again, you can always support, because, you know, we got the webpage up and we just going. We just trying to get this thing. we definitely trying to have, and I can't wait till we announce, like, as we get further with the pill, it's going to be, I like, this is something that I envisioned. I just want to say that I envisioned since I was getting kicked out of my brother's art club. And literally, I could just see him in the spirit realm, being there, looking down, like smiling so hard. Unfortunately, he can't be in the physical, and unfortunately, the other victims' artwork and exhibits that we're going to show as well, they can't be there with us and the physical, but we know that they're going to be there spiritually, and they're going to be smiling and being so happy. And I'm just going like smile, because you couldn't tell me that when we put together that thing, and then we had the artwork down at the I forgot the name of the place we were at, but I would have thought that was a pill away. I saw that, I started crying, so I know I'll be all over the floor. Somebody might gotta lift me up out of there. So yeah, with that being said, I'm just excited about it, and I just can't wait for it. This is the part that I don't like. And I give y'all a big shout out for the ones that really stay on and don't hang up, because y'all really need to just stay on if you can. Like, you got the time, because at the end of the day, this could easily be one of your loved ones, one of your friends. And would you want somebody to be reading a list that included your loved one on, and everybody just, before they can honor that person, or if they were in the prayers, when we take that few minutes to say a prayer or to send positive love, you would want them to do that for you too. So that's why it's important for you guys to hang on if you can. I understand, like, people, it's late, you getting off of work, you got a family, you got a life. I get it. But if you can hold on all the way until we finish the names, it is definitely appreciated. But if it's too traumatizing, and I get that too, because sometimes things trigger you. You know your own triggers. So if it's something that's too hard for you, please, this will be the time that you will want to get off. But if you can stand there and it won't trigger you to hear the names, because again, we're not going to share no information about what happened, because we don't know. We're just hearing these come off of. So let me just go on to my mission statement, because I can go on babbling all night. So let me just stop. So I'm just going to say it. So it is a mission of the West Coalition to not only uphold my brother Tyrone West's name, but all the victims of police brutality and murder. And I'm going to say, and murder. Because we don't just talk about police brutality, we uplift all the victims of police brutality and murder, right? So with that being said, we believe in peace. We believe in mediation. The best way to resolve any problem is sitting down talking about it, getting out your feelings, talking about it. Even if you can agree to disagree, that's a big start. That's a big thing. That's huge. That's beautiful. That's peaceful. That to me is love. Love where you can find a conflict of interest, but y'all sitting there and y'all trying to resolve the issues. That to me is love. And that's what this world is missing right now. I know it's a lot, turning on a television, seeing story after story of something painful, something hurting, heartbreaking, sad, and devastating. But again, no one deserves to be brutally snatched from us. You know, again, like my brother Brian and often Hillary always mention, that these people that we're reading, they are people that belong to community, that have a family, that, you know, woke up, you know, and you never know what was going on in their life. But at the end of the day, when anyone doesn't make it home, that's a sad day. So I'm just wanted to say that, and to say that, again, we have no detailed information on the police brutality list or the community violence list. We get them off of a local, as the community violence list, off a local news outlet, and the police brutality list is on a national outlet. So again, we have no details about it, but we just trying to come from a place of care to show respect. So for the next 2 minutes, I want you guys to do that. Show respect, show love, pray, say a prayer. The time now is 8:05. We will be back at 8:07. Mic check.
Mic check.
Check.
All right, thank you guys. The time now is 8:07. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, so it's all yours, Brother Brown, if he's there. Mic check.
Yep.
Mic check.
Thank you, Twanda. Since the beginning of February, we have lost 2 lives to violence here in Baltimore. And I'm going to we don't usually get a whole lot of information. In this case, we have a little bit. This is looks like some form of tragedy. A male and a female, the same day, the same location. So presumably, this was something between them. But you know, whatever that was, whatever the genesis of this situation, you know, we mourn and we stand with the people in this community. And so I'll just ask you to echo their names back to me. On both on February 4th,
Joseph
Joseph
Osborne.
and Tierra Alexander.
Tierra
Alexander.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so
Mic check.
mic check.
Mic check.
So now we're going to start the national list of police brutality victims, folks whose lives were taken by the police across this country. As Bill mentioned before, this is from the period of February 1st through February 7th, and it's a long list for that short amount of time. We remember all of the families and think about and send love and light to all of the families and loved ones of all of these people. Remember that each of them has a whole community around them that are now in mourning. So I will start out and then I will hand it over to Bill halfway through. So on February 1st in Jackson, Tennessee, a male, 41-year-old male, Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine Cole.
On February 1st in Independence, Kentucky, 62-year-old male, David Works.
David
Works.
On February 2nd in St. Louis, Missouri, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
On February 2nd, also in St. Louis, Missouri, a male whose age was 68, and hopefully I'm saying his name right, Gisio Stevens.
Gisio
Stevens.
On February 3rd, in Tuel, Utah, 43-year-old male, Jason Shaw.
Jason
Shaw.
On February 3rd, in Reno, Nevada, a male whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
On February 3rd, in Las Vegas, Nevada, a male whose age is unknown but whose name is Quentin Baker.
Quentin Baker.
On February 3rd, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a 51-year-old male, Roman Kirby.
Roman Kirby.
On February 3rd, in Spencer, Massachusetts, 35-year-old male, Patrick Madison.
Patrick
Patrick
Madison.
Rick Madison.
On February 3rd in Lexington, Kentucky, 40-year-old male, Brooks Clemens.
Brooks Clemens.
Brooks Clemens.
On February 4th in Nashville, North Carolina, 44-year-old male, Christopher Erb.
Christopher Erb.
Christopher Erb.
Thank you. And now I will pass the list over to Bill.
In the second half of the list of people whose lives were stolen by the police in the first week of February, Marion, is that Iowa?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. February the 4th, a man who was just 18 years old, life cut short, Saber Bernard.
Saber Bernard.
In Portland, Oregon, on the 5th, a man whose age is unknown and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
In Los Angeles, California, on the 5th, a man who was 35, Holman Gomez.
Holman Gomez.
In Coolidge, Arizona, on the 5th, a man who was 54, Francisco Aguiar.
Aguiar.
In Federal Way, Washington, on the 6th, a man whose age is unknown and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
In Billings, Montana, on the 6th, a man, again, whose age is unknown and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
In San Jacinto, California, on the 6th, again, a man whose age is unknown and whose name has been withheld by the cops.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
In Grants Pass, Oregon, on the 7th, a woman who was 43 years old, Alicia Shelton.
Alicia Shelton.
Alicia Shelton.
Thank you. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, on the 7th, a man whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
In Waukegan, Illinois, on the 7th, a man whose age was 58 and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. And the last person we're upholding this evening, whose life was lost to police brutality in Miami Gardens, Florida, on the 7th of February, a woman who was 52 years old, Karen Gomez.
Karen Gomez.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think someone on our live stream knows a little about this case. Would anyone like to say a word?
I can, Bill. I just happened to come across that in the news, and what I heard about it was that there was a call for a mental health crisis and help, and it ended up with the police unaliving her. So another one of those kinds of cases, and she had a couple of kids too. So we think about that family and send them all light and love.
For sure. And I pass it back to you, Tawanda, after this horrendous list that we keep seeing again and again, week after week. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to give a big shout out to Rachel, who just came back and, jumped on giving her time. And I just want to give a big shout out to the West Coalition. Guys, thank you so much. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody, guys. It's a lot. That was real heavy. And it said 1 week. That's all I got to say. All that in 1 week. Literally 1 week. That's disgusting. But still, remember, live to love to live. I love you all. And we will see you next week. for West Wednesday. It might be in person, it might be online, but we will see you next week. And we will have a special guest. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life. And Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No, why you
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.